to share with you my rich life. So, I will start with financial challenges. My challenges are poor budgeting and overspending, especially on food and online shopping. To overcome this, I'm splitting my money into categories like food, rent, expenses, and saving. What I have learned is that saving is really important, especially for emergencies when I suddenly need money. Next, financial habits. I have both good and bad financial habit. For the positive side, I like to save money to buy gold, but on the negative side, I spend too much money on food delivery app. To improve, I try to cook more at home, which save money and is healthier too. For me, a rich life does not only mean having a lot of money. It means living without constant financial worries, having good health, and time for family. In my ideal life, I want to own a house and travel once or twice a year to new countries. Last, my financial vision in future. In 5 years, I want to save at least RM30,000 by putting aside RM500 each month, especially for savings and support wedding expenses. In 10 years, I want to start a small business and own a house worth RM400,000 by saving 10% down payment through consistent monthly saving and investment. And in 20 years, my dream is to grow my business and achieve RM1 million net worth through investment, business, and retirement saving, so I can enjoy financially freedom. So, to me, being rich is not just about money. It's about freedom, health, and happiness. That's the rich life I want to build.
Hi, today I would like to present about my rich life. So first, let me share about my financial challenge. I used to struggle with high gadget and subscription expenses such as streaming service and mobile data plans. To handle this, I learned to prioritize essential subscription, cancel unused service, and avoid impulse purchases. The biggest lesson I learned is to separate between needs and wants and to make smarter spending decisions in my lifestyle. Next, I will explain about my financial habits. For positive habit, I always try to allocate at least 15% of my allowance or income into savings. I also make sure to compare prices before buying anything so I can avoid overspending. However, I do have some negative habits. Sometimes I buy a trendy item like clothes or accessory on impulse. I also tend to overspend when hanging out with my friends. To improve myself, I plan to track all my spending weekly and set a strict budget for fun money while continuing to save consistently. Now let's move to my rich life. To me, living a rich life means achieving financial stability, enjoying good health, and having the freedom to support myself and my loved ones without constant financial stress. What I want to afford in the future is a cozy home, a reliable car, the ability to travel, and enough saving for emergencies and investment. Lastly, my financial vision in the short term within 5 years, I want to save RM25,000 for emergency funds, education, and skill development. In the next 10 years, I aim to own a house and a car, and also start making investment. In the long term, within 20 years, I want to achieve financial freedom, provide comfort for my family, and prepare for retirement without worrying about debt.
Hi, my name is Inshira. I currently student. This is about me. One of my financial challenges is the cost of study materials because the book and online subscription are very expensive. Book used for me refer my subject and online subscription help me to get input and information for my work. To overcome this, I search for second-hand book and sometimes for the account I will share with my family and my friends. From these challenges, I learn to be more creative, resourceful, and independent and also to prioritize my needs over wants. Next, my financial challenge is overspending on daily needs, mostly on food, especially viral ones. This reduces my saving and create wasteful spending. So, how to handle? I can try to cook or set a weekly budget for food. From this, it will help me to try to save a fixed amount every month and also keep a small emergency fund. A rich life means having enough money to take care of my family and still enjoy simple happiness. I also want the ability to support my parents. With that, it will help to lessen the burden and they will happy and I also happy. With stable finances, I hope to have the freedom to travel, for learn different culture and enjoy the beauty of nature. Who knows, I travel, maybe I will even find my future husband overseas. In the next 5 years, I want to have stable finances and save 300 ringgit every month so I can buy a new car with cash without any debt. In 10 years, I hope to get my own house and go for Hajj pilgrimage in my 13th end. And last, in the next 20 years, I want to achieve financial freedom and have strong investment and be able to support my parents and future family.
Hi, I'm Hani. Today I would like to show you my financial journey, like the challenge that I face, the habits that I built, and the goals that I'm working on toward my rich life.
One of my biggest financial challenges has been transportation costs. Every week, I travel back home for my part-time job and the expenses quickly add up. To handle this, I learned to plan my trips more carefully, share rides with friends whenever possible, and dedicate a fixed part of my allowance just for transport. This experience taught me the importance of preparing for recurring costs instead of being caught off guard. Along the way, I have developed both positive and negative financial habits. On the positive side, I try to save a small portion of my income each month and keep track of my spending, even it is just with simple notes. But on the other hand, I sometimes overspend on things like food delivery and small daily treats. These little expenses do not seem like much, but when added up, they can take a big bite out of my budget. Reflecting on this, I realized I need to make better choices. To reduce wasteful spending, I plan to prepare more home-cooked meals and avoid impulsive buys, while continuing to practice consistent saving. To me, a rich life is not just about money. It is about having financial stability, staying healthy, and having the freedom to support both myself and my family when they need me most. Looking ahead, I have set clear goals for myself. Within the next 5 years, I want to save RM20,000 as an emergency fund and for further study. In 10 years, I hope to buy my first house and own a reliable car. And in the long term, about 20 years from now, I dream of achieving financial independence, giving my family a good life, and preparing for early retirement. This may sound ambitious, but with discipline and planning, I believe they are possible.
Hello, my name is Dar Hajira, and today I want to talk about my financial problem, which is the rising cost of university fee. So as you know, most of the students overcome this financial burden by taking out a large student loan such as PTPTN and MARA, which they will be paying off 4 years after graduation. In my situation, I made a different choice, which is I decided to avoid taking out any loan as I realized that I have to spend a quarter of my future salary just to repay the loan. So this situation would create a lot of stress for me even before my studies begin. So I had to find another way to handle my education costs. So to overcome this problem, I started working a part-time job during semester break. So this allowed me to earn extra income to cover my education fee. So I would not have to rely on my parents alone for everything. Besides that, I also make a budget tracking using an Excel sheet to track every ringgit that I spend. This helped me to identify where my money was going and make a smarter decision before I spend it next time. However, I also had a negative habit, that is impulse spending. I often buy things that I did not need, which would quickly drain my bank account. So this left me with no cash for important expenses like university materials or maybe emergency. So to fix this, I started a simple habit, which is saving at least 1 ringgit every day. So this small action automatically cut down my bad habit like ordering food delivery, because I had to limit my daily spending to 20 ringgit per day. For me, a rich life means living without financial worry, being completely debt-free, and having enough money to support my family. I also want to own a house before I turn 30 and have a freedom to travel without worrying about money. So to make this reality, I have set a clear financial goal for myself, which is in 5 years, I want to have a stable job and save 500 ringgit a month to buy my first car with cash so I can avoid taking out a loan. In the next 10 years, I want to save enough money for a down payment on my first house and to start a small business. In the next 20 years, my goal is to have a strong retirement saving. I want to pay off all my debts, including my mortgage, by my early 40s so I can travel freely and pursue my interests. So basically, to achieve this financial goal is not easy. That's why I'm already educated myself on financial management, created a detailed budget, and also started an online dropship business to earn extra income. So by building good habits and staying focused, I believe that I can turn my financial vision into a reality.